Thanks, Jenny. Well, here we are for the Junior Powerbike and Street Fighter races. Firstly, I will just say our commiserations are with Paul Martin, who crashed yesterday and has broken a collarbone. Our thoughts are with you, Paul, and hope to see you back for Donington. Clint De T leads the championship, so does Steve Joy in Street Fighter A, and Sam Reed in Street Fighter B. And Robin, I don't know about you, but I think this one's going to be a close one.
Yeah, thanks very much, Steve. There's Clinton on pole, leading the Junior Powerbike Championship, of course. Alongside him, Paul Turner, number 97. There we can see Tony Coombs, Tony vying with Clinton for that Junior Powerbike Championship. And on the outside of the front row, yes, hello to you, Dan Hopkins. Second row, Will Hodgson on the Moto 450, and then Alex Heaton, Steve Joy, and Tim Commode. They are off and away. Good start, Ian, and all these riders loving it here at what is the new Anglesey, of course.
Yeah, they've really done some remarkable work here at Anglesey, and it's looking fantastic. And if the riders get enough chance just to look at that view as they disappear off over the church, absolutely superb. Reminds me a bit of Phillip Island there as you come down the end of the start-finish straight. Brilliant.
Fantastic, yeah. I don't think they'll be looking at anything except each other, but I know everyone's having a great time here this weekend. The yellow flags waving mightily in the background there as the leaders run through, and that was because...
Well, there's two of them gone down there, and another one. Oh my goodness me! This opening lap, that's Dan Hopkins, and I think we've also lost Will Hodgson and Leon Jaycock. I didn't see them come through that time. No, definitely no Leon Jaycock or Will Hodgson on the Moto 450. So they've gone down on the entry to Rocket on the opening lap, and Dan Hopkins has thrown it away as well.
Oh, that is a terrible shame for them. And meanwhile, up the front, this, not just the battle in the race, of course, it's all about the Junior Powerbike Championship. In terms of these two, Tony Coombs has snatched the lead. Yes, it is. Look, there we see Leon Jaycock's bike and that of Will Hodgson just being wheeled away there. But Tony Coombs, Ian, he's such a press-on sort of kid, this, and he's at the front. This is really his only task, isn't it? From here to the end of the season, he just has to finish ahead of Clinton.
Yeah, he's just got to keep banging in those performances, getting the points ahead of Clinton, but Clinton's not going to let him get away with it that easy, is he? He's stalking him all the way at the moment, and they're just about pulling away from Paul Turner. I think Paul had a little bit of a wobble coming up into Rocket that time around, just dropped a couple of bike lengths, but good qualifying from Paul. Oh, and that's, well, that's John Hardwick.
Oh, no. Well, they bounce okay, these old boys, and what a great shame for John. That's him out of this race, but there at the front, it is Tony Coombs up around banking. Clinton De T right in his wheel tracks. Clinton, what a season, and he really, two-thirds way through, he got to Snetterton and took all the wins there, and suddenly it came good for him, didn't it?
Yeah, really, that Snetterton event really boosted his confidence, and since then he's been challenging for first position all the time, and he's still doing it now. But Tony Coombs had that unfortunate injury midway through the season, kind of put him back a little bit, but the last couple of rounds he's bounced right back to form and leading this race.
Yeah, Paul Turner back there, I think, in third place. And it looks as though next up was Steve Joy. Steve, of course, leading Street Fighter A, and this will be another great helping of points as far as he's concerned. Yes, there we see Paul down the corkscrew in third place. I think next up in fourth is Steve Joy, growling along there, but across the start-finish line, still this head-to-head, which is all about that championship battle. There's Steve. Steve in fourth place. This is exactly what he needs. He'll be loving this with Steve. Another very cheerful character. In fact, I reckon this particular race, the Street Fighter A and B and the Junior Powerbikes, there's probably more good humour in this collection than almost the rest of them put together.
Yeah, but I'm not sure Clinton De T's laughing at the moment. He just wants to get that Ducati ahead of the Suzuki of Tony Coombs. And as we've said all season, well, there is Steve Joy leading Street Fighter A. He's got Tim Commode and Alex Heaton chasing after him. Alex Heaton, brilliant rider, some great qualifying performances, but just doesn't seem to get it off the line and be up where he should be.
No, he's really makes the start that his qualifying deserves, but he's one of these riders that just seems to get better and better as the race goes on. And Tony Coombs there, he's got a very different line through the banking there
Yep, just looking back at the Street Fighter B class, championship leader Sam Reed, number 99, chasing after Phil Page. And, well, I think Phil Page's best ride here at Anglesey, being able to head off Sam Reed.
Because he's picked up a few podiums, but generally behind Sam. But today he's up ahead, and there we see up ahead of them, indeed the head of the race, still Tony Coombs from Clint De T. And this circuit, new as it is for most of these riders this weekend, but certainly new for the two of them. And Clinton, in a sense, at less of a disadvantage because he's having to learn all the circuits here, coming over from South Africa this year. Well, it's a bit of a level playing field. It may not be flat, but it's level, if you see what I mean, because they're all in the same boat. Very few of them raced here before.
Yep, just looking back, Steve Joy coming through, Tim Commode now pulling away from Alex Heaton and starting to chase after that big KTM. The little 400 Kawasaki on the final lap, Steve Joy leading Street Fighter A. Tim Commode chasing hard, but up the front still Tony Coombs managing to hold off a determined Clinton De T. Does look very tight on passing opportunities round here. Probably one more as they run down into the corkscrew where Tony Coombs ran wide last time around, but here they come, and no mistakes this time from Tony Coombs. Just the left-hander and the drag to the line to go, Robin.
Yes, he's going to love this, is Tony, if he can hang on, because there we are, not just the race win, but that's good for championship points, and it's good for us as well. Means the championship goes a little bit further. Paul Turner in a good third place. Couldn't quite live with the leaders, but he's well ahead of the rest. And a good finish for him. And Tony Coombs then takes the race overall from Clint De T. Paul Turner third, Steve Joy leading Street Fighter A was fourth, Tim Commode fifth, Alex Heaton sixth, Bob Docker a good seventh, Steve Hodgson eighth, Phil Page leading Street Fighter B finished ninth, and Sam Reed, the Street Fighter B championship leader, finished 10th. And there we see a very happy Paul Turner. Clint De T even happier, but surely happiest of all, Tony Coombs.
Third position in the Junior Powerbikes. Paul Turner, you know your way around here, and you're not quite getting on the top spot there.
No, struggled a bit then, and put some new pads in this morning. I thought they'd be loads better, but they weren't, unfortunately, so missed a couple of corners at the top, and then sort of dropped off the back of Tony and Clinton. You really need to be in the toe with them guys, or you just can't run at that pace.
Clint, this is turning into an amazing season, isn't it? And a really good battle between you and Tony for that championship.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Tony came past me in one of the first laps, and I thought, okay, let him go, and I'll sit behind him and just see what I can do. And it turns out to be really difficult to pass around here. You know, my tyre was going off. The circuit's quite hard on the tyres, and I probably could have got past, but I think it would have been a little bit dangerous. So I settled for second. Unfortunately, I had to.
Winner of the Junior Powerbike race and closing the gap at the top there, Tony Coombs. How do you feel?
I feel excellent, actually. A bit tired after the race, but it's great. I just knew I had to sort of try and get in front of Clint because we're so equal around this track. Making a pass is absolutely hard as anything. And I just sort of got my head down, tried to keep it smooth, tried to keep consistent, had a few moments, but luckily I brought it home.
And there we see Steve Joy, winner of Street Fighter A, the championship's so nearly his. There he is with second in Street Fighter A, Bob Docker, third, Steve Hodgson.
You've just seen the Street Fighter A class race, and we're joined by the two Steves and Bob, who got first, second and third. We'll start with third place. How happy are you with that? You look quite pleased with your situation at present.
Yeah, I enjoyed the race, but I could have done with coming in second for more points for Big Stevie, but Bob got in front of me, had a good dice through the race and enjoyed it. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, Bob, you and Steve going head for head for quite a time there, tussling out between you, and you just got the better of him.
Yeah, we had a great race. All I could hear was this growling of that twin behind me the whole race. Every now and then a wheel being stuck up behind me. No, it's good, a good race, good close race.
And you obviously like this track. It's your first podium finish.
Never been here before. Love the track though. It's absolutely brilliant track. Yeah, really nice track.
And you're just extending your lead at the moment, aren't you, Steve? Doing quite well.
Yeah, it's just getting there. We're pushing on. We're getting some more points. Hopefully we can tie it up at Donington Park, my favourite circuit. So that'd be nice.
Leave the best to last. I love it. Indeed. Guys, well done. Congratulations. Great race.
Thank you.
And there we see Phil Page taking a first ever win.
Here on the grid with Startline Sid. Now, just explain, how come you're called Sid? Because that's not your real name. It's very confusing for people when we're going through the programme seeing Sid snippets. Sid?
Well, I think it's to do with the rugged face. And the likeness to Sid James, the old Sid James.
Now we're going to have to make you laugh, aren't we?
Yeah, the laugh.
See, it didn't take too much. You've been here throughout the championship. How's it going? How do you think it's going?
Oh, it's been fantastic. The racing's become perfect. We've got to know all the riders and the families, and we're really excited. It's much better than we even could have hoped for. We love it.
And even the sun's come out as well in Anglesey.
Yeah, what about that? I didn't think we'd have to come to Wales for sun.
Nobody thought that would happen. Well, you better get on.